Good evening. How's everyone doing this beautiful holiday? Listen, I am coming on here because there's still some things that I want you all to be aware of. And one of the things, I just got this about a month ago, and I've been meaning to come on here and share it with you. And that is a waterproof first aid bag to go inside your go bag, or you can hook it on the outside of it. But it's waterproof because um, that protects it. Now, what I've done with mine is that I put the waterproof bag inside of a fireproof bag because you don't know what's going to happen. But the one thing you don't want is for your medication to uh, get wet. And I mean, even if you just take aspirin, if you got Tylenol in your medicine cabinet, hydrogen peroxide, a lot of things that you would need, pain patches, who knows? I mean, whatever it is that you need medically, you and any member of your family, including your children, needs to be in a waterproof uh, medical bag. And you need to put things in there like gauze and band-aids and that sort of thing in case of emergency when you're out, if you have to leave, or in the house so you can get it really quick. If you're confined to one room, you'll have that there. You won't have to try to run to the medicine cabinet and get it. There is a product by a company named Jase, Jace, and from what the information I've gathered, your primary care doctor is obligated to provide you with a certain amount of um, medication for emergency purposes. In case of emergency, in case you can't get to the pharmacy, in case there's a shutdown, in case there's a national disaster. And this company, JACE, uh, they will make up also your emergency medical stuff. It's pricey, but it's worth it. So, that's another thing, I wanted to share with you. But this medical bag, um, I looked through a lot of different um, products. And when I got to this one, and after reading all the other reviews, this one is not just water resistant, it's waterproof. And it protects your medication. Now, you can put your medication, like, I mean, some people take heart medication, some people take blood pressure medicine, um, a lot of different kind of medications that people may need uh, on a regular basis. And you can put it in its own little plastic bag, the bottle, and then put it in there and, keep it safe. And that way, that's to organize it so you won't get it mixed up with all the other stuff that you're going to put in there. Because if you put a bottle of hydrogen peroxide in there, I'm putting that in a plastic bag also in case it decides it wants to leak. These are things that you know, you need to put in your first aid kit. Now, there are some first aid kits that come with a lot of different things that you need inside of it. You can check that out, but I'm just basically telling you that this exists and what I'm using it for. And when you have, like I say, you band-aids, gauze, that with that tape that you use to keep gauze on and that sort of thing, that's the kind of stuff you put in there. But most importantly, cough syrup, anything that you think you might need should you have to leave your home, um, on a quick basis, you'll have it all there for you. And again, if you have to lock down in one room, it'll be right there for you. So, and I guess, I was watching that Katrina documentary, and there are lessons to be learned. And during that time, we weren't concerned about being prepared. But let that be a lesson to all of us. The people went there expecting food, water, so on, um, and there was none. And if you have your go bag and you got some food in it, hey, and you got your medication or whatever. Some people stayed in their attic. If they'd had a go bag and had all that stuff in it, you know, their chances of survival, which many of them survived anyway, but would be greater and not be hungry and thirsty. But I can't say it during that period of time in history, I would have been prepared because I never thought like that. And I'd heard about the preppers, but I thought they were out of their mind until COVID. Then I realized that oh, I see what, oh, okay. And when they ran out of toilet paper or were running out or toilet paper was hard to find, I said, I bet you them people got all the toilet paper they need, you know. So, but when you watch the documentary, fast forward, if something like that were to happen today, would you be prepared? And a lot of people went to the gas stations expecting gas. There are people who keep a thing of gas waiting, just in case of emergency. So you can put that in when you get ready to go. You can put that in your car and you can put that in your trunk with your go bag and everything else and hit the road and get out of Dodge. And you don't have to stop and get in the gas line. You know, when they say go, go. And if you hunker down, you will have, other stuff available to you. But it was sad to watch and then to see them going into the stores because all of their food had been destroyed and all that food was in the stores and they went to get some food. They weren't looting, they were trying to survive. And I don't blame them. Had I been in that situation that they were in, you doggone right. I would have gone and got me some food. I tried to anyway. But it was a good thing General Honore came and stop them from treating the people of Katrina that were, the victims of Katrina, treating them like they were criminals. He said, no, put them guns down. He said, this is a humanitarian mission. And basically, it was a good thing they got the right person at that point in time. But any kind of disaster, any kind of emergency, we need to be prepared for it. It may never happen. Some people live in an area where there's tsunamis. People are now getting those little inflatable boats. It may never happen, but it's not far fetched. It's better to be prepared than to not be prepared. So, this particular um, medical bag, it's one of the best ones out there, and it's a first aid bag as well. So, they sell it on Amazon, and I think you can see the name Aqua something. And get you one of those. You need to get this. You really do. And you need to get it in case there's a flood, in case your roof leaks, anything could happen. You need this. And it's not that expensive. I think it's like 17 or $18. And, you know, some of you blow that on lottery scratch offs or whatever. So it's not, out of reach for anyone to purchase. But also, I got me a little tiny thing of whiskey to put in mine and a little tiny thing of brandy because those can be used um, for medicinal purposes, for first aid use, and they're, the kind they give you on the airlines. Put a couple of those in there for that reason. And, just be prepared because with the way things are going, we don't know what's going to happen. Um, the way the weather is behaving, we don't know what's going to happen. The hurricanes are getting worse and bigger and everything else. Um, there's flooding going on where there've been not a lot of flooding. There's just so many different things that can occur. And again, you may be required to leave your home without any notice. I know someone that during the fires earlier this year in California, they had an hour and a half to get ready to leave. And, you know, that's kind of, one of the things that are really, um, time is important. And during that time, if you have a certain amount of time, then you can focus on other stuff to do before you leave. You have the main thing, your survival things ready. You have your papers. You need to make sure, you have your papers. Make sure your go bag is waterproof. Um, you need to have important papers photocopied, um, and keep the other ones in a safe. And I'll get into that on my next video regarding what type of safe you should have. These are things that you really need to be prepared to do and to have ready. And, it's about survival. And a lot of people, because they're not prepared, are not going to survive. So take another look at that Be Prepared Survival Mode playlist I have, and look at some of those videos and get that information, get that knowledge, continue to stock up. Remember when I said stock up on coffee? Coffee is now like 20 something dollars in some places. But like I said, that's the first thing I started stocking up on is coffee because I like coffee. And, I got plenty of coffee now. I got coffee to last up until through the end of, I got about, I got about a year's supply of coffee and when it was cheap. So that's something else. You have to pay attention to what's going on. Everything's switching back and forth. One minute it's yes with the tariffs, one minute it's no. Then people say they're not going to send us nothing, and then they are, and then they're not. It's the instability is mind blowing, and it'll keep you in a heightened state of anxiety if you're not prepared. So I'm doing this because I want you all to be prepared and survive. So anyway, that's what I wanted to come and discuss with you today was this waterproof first aid kit / medical bag. And hopefully you'll go on out and, order you one. It'll be there tomorrow if you got Prime. And start, doing that. Don't forget the company name of Jase, Jace, and look them up. And they're the ones who will prepare one for you. But like I said, it's pricey. And to also remember to ask your primary care doctor for um, a prescription for an emergency amount of medication. Because if they won't give it to you, on a regular basis, the insurance companies do have to pay for an emergency supply. And you see now, even some pharmacies are closing down. Rite Aid is shutting down stores. Walgreens is shutting down stores. So it may come to a point where you can't even get your medication. So you need to do that as well. Okay, you guys, you have a nice rest of your holiday, and I hope that you take heed, listen, and get this. All right. Bye bye.